It's a Good Day segment that breaks down the latest in legal hullabaloo with the help of knowledgeable experts.
Police met up with our friends from Del Rio and Caraway for another edition of Sidebar.
Morning. We're going to start with Tesla, which I feel like we've been talking about a lot recently this morning. So back in the headlines, talking about these autopilot software, right? It seems that it may be actually causing some more problems. Of course, we come to our experts this morning, Del Rio and Caraway. Dan and Chuck, always great to see you. So let's talk about this. Tesla, once again, a couple of investigations taking place.
Yeah, so NHTSA's now opened officially 2 full investigations with Tesla regarding the autopilot. First is regarding reports of phantom braking, where at freeway speeds, when they're using the autopilot, it seems to be registering that there's an imminent threat and suddenly slamming the brakes, which by itself can cause emergency situations.
Right.
So about 750 complaints have come in so far of this occurring, several of them causing accidents. Separately, an investigation has been launched regarding the autopilot and how it is possibly causing accidents that have already been on the road ahead. So it's, cars are running into first responders and other cars that are disabled, so it's not recognizing it. There's a debate as to whether they're still in autopilot at the time of the accident, whether it's releasing just before when there's not enough time to interact and avoid it, or what's going on, but they just upgraded it to an engineering analysis being necessary, which is rumored to be the step before recall.
Okay, so we'll have to see how that plays out. All right, next story I want to talk about. This is a local story. This happened recently. A local couple died. Their car was hit by a suspect involved in a police pursuit. So who, if anyone, is responsible, can be responsible for this?
So when these types of things happen immediately, you want to look and you'll say, like, who's responsible? This is a tragedy, right? When you have police officers or government entities that are involved, the government is typically immune from liability. You can't sue them unless they create a reason, a statutory reason or something like that says you can sue us under this premise. With police officers, they have double immunity. They have, the government immunity, but then they also have the fact that when they're in a high-speed pursuit, California Vehicle Code Section 17004 gives them immunity if they have a legal pursuit that they're under. As a result of that, it's really, really hard to sue a police officer when they're in pursuit, which is what happened here. The seminal case, the Supreme Court decided it was Sacramento v. Lewis. It was actually a Sacramento case.
Wow.
And they said it has to rise to a level that's above regular negligence, but it's below intentional conduct.
Okay.
So if it was an intentional conduct, it was like an intentional act. Obviously, we could go after the police officer, we could go after the sheriff's department, whoever it is. But it has to be something lesser than that. So what they came up with was the shocks the conscience standard, which is just barely below intentional. They say the police officer basically has to be acting in a way that they knew or reasonably should know somebody was going to get hurt. If you look at the original facts of this case, one of the things that hasn't been decided yet is whether or not the police officer was allowed to be in pursuit, and this was through a residential area. Once that comes out, that might change the analysis of whether or not you could go after the police officer, but right now it's really unknown.
Okay, let's see how that plays out. All right, always great to see you both. Thank you so much. You look fantastic, by the way. Del Rio and Caraway this morning with our Sidebar. Back over to you.